That always gives me such a feeling of power. On behalf of the worship, there's still some chatter. This is back to my teacher days. You know what I used to do to students? I'm newly tall, so I do have power. On behalf of the worship committee, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. I'm Pat Moore, and our minister is Reverend Stephen Robinson. I'm so glad to see all you people here today. Did they tell you there was going to be a flash dance? That you were going to be asked to stand up and sing, "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning"? I'd like for the left to stand, no, never mind. It's a beautiful morning in South Carolina. Anyway, you might want to stay connected with our community by keeping an eye on the following communications. Our recurring events are included in the calendar that's with your order of service, and there are also special events coming up, of course, and we'll provide an email newsletter every Thursday to keep you informed about all of these events. Make sure we have your email address, because you won't get a visit, you'll get an email. Listen to any special announcements that we have, too. They'll be at the end of the service, as they often get new news or important news that you won't want to miss. We warmly welcome families with children and offer child care during our service for infants and children up to 4 years old. If you want to volunteer to provide child care during our services, please speak with Bethany Strelazzi. I don't know if she's here today. She's back in the RE, yes. Who would be excited to talk to you about that. Also, hold on a sec. You shouldn't get a nervous finger when you're up here on your computer. Okay. I was talking about Bethany Strelazzi. We also have a designated seating area over there for younger children, or if you would just like to sit over there and play with the toys. It's a quiet space for children aged 4 to 7 with their parents or their caregivers. And feel free to bring the toys that are in the back, too, back up there for them to play with, the quiet toys. Today, children will also go to their CYRE classes following the Story for All Ages. If you'll now please silence all of your devices as we center ourselves on today's service and listen to the prelude.
This morning's service will feature a couple of pieces for solo piano in honor of the coming of spring. They're both by composers from Norway who lived in the mid-1800s to early 1900s. The prelude is called Rustle of Spring by Christian Sinding.
Wow, thank you, Anna. I feel like spring now. Really. Thank you. If you'll please rise in body or spirit with me now and join me in the congregational covenant. It's in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion, and our community is founded on deeds, not creeds. We're a covenantal religion, which means we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. We place love at the center of our values, embracing and welcoming all people. We're delighted to have all of our guests and visitors today, and who's going to help? Oh, Sylvia's going to help me take the microphone around. And so if you're a visitor or you're bringing someone to introduce today, please wait for the microphone before speaking and just share your name and where you're from with us. We have any visitors or guests today?
Good morning. My name is Tom Cruise. This is my wife, Kathy, and our friends, Jerry and Pat Kashmerik. We're on our way to, where are we going? Charleston. From Brookfield, Wisconsin. Good morning.
We have Yankees in the house. Welcome. Anyone else? Thank you, Sylvia. That's Sylvia Brown, in case you hadn't met her yet. Visitors, if you'd like to learn more about UUCC, there's cards in the pocket and the chairs in front of you. Please fill one out and place it in the collection plate so we can email you about all of our events. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments, and they'll have green name tags on. Thank you for being here. Now's the time to light our chalice, and our chalice lighter today is someone I'm sure you don't know. Linda Brennison. Linda is a longtime member, but she says it's been years since she's lit the chalice. Spirit of light and life coming to us. Thank you, Linda.
Our opening hymn is number 63, Spring Has Now Unwrapped the Flowers. I invite you to stand in body or spirit to join in singing.
This time I invite our young folks to come down for our story for all ages. Meet me down front. Good morning. Oh, it's a little on the low side. Got room for everybody. Make your way down. I think that's it. Good morning. Good morning. How are you all today? Yep. Do what? Say it one more time. It is nice outside. That is right. Which means that winter is finally here, right? No. No? Oh, summer's here already? Yeah, you do live in Columbia. I don't know for our people visiting from Wisconsin. We don't really have spring here in South Carolina. We move straight from winter to summer. And winter only lasts 8 days. So. Good morning. I thought we might have a few more join us down here. All right. So, like you said, it's winter time. So, it's time to, what? Oh, I'm sorry, it's autumn. That's right. The leaves are about to turn different colors. Well, they're actually not on the tree, so what's happening? What is it?
Flowers are blooming.
Flowers are blooming. What else is happening? It is getting warmer. That's right. Bees and wasps are coming up. Honeybees. What's all over the cars and everything? Pollen. Oh. Well, pollen definitely lets us know that what season is it? Spring. So this week, that's right. This week was the spring equinox on the 21st, this past week. And so we call it the equinox because it's one of those days on the calendar. We have it in the fall too, but in the spring, there's a complete equal balance between day and night. That's pretty cool, right? And so one of the things about spring is learning how to live in balance. Do you think you're pretty good at balancing?
Yes.
Yeah? So if we got Mr. Dolly, our sexton, to do a high wire across the stage here, you think you can handle it? Yeah? Well, Mr. Bill, do you have anything? Oh, yeah, he does. Look at there. All right. We get to test it out. Whoa. Is that high enough right there, you think? Probably not. You know what? We should practice. How about Alyssa has volunteered to be our practice today, so back up and give her a little bit of room. So we're going to have to pretend, because, we're going to put it right there. So imagine that's a high wire on the ground, and all you got to do is get from one side. Now imagine, though, like it's way up in the air. Got to be careful and see if she can keep her balance. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can do it? Let's see. All right. Whoa, whoa. Boogie, boogie. Very good. Wow. You know what? Let's see if I can do it. No, I better not try it. I will do it backwards. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know. Y'all just said he just fell off. Yes. So what? Alyssa needs some help. So, all right, we need to help Alyssa with our balance. So one of the things we can try is while Alyssa's walking across, just yell balance at her. You ready? Does that help? Nope, that didn't help, right? All right, that wasn't helpful. So let's try another way. Let's see. I have an idea. Why don't you all form a little line right here on either side of her? Can you stand up? Everybody stand up. Get some people on this side and some people on the other side. All right. Everybody get in there. There you go. Now, here's what we're going to do. As Alyssa walks across, you help her. You help her keep her balance. Look at there. How beautiful is that? Yay! Let's give her a big hand. So you can just stay standing. Anybody else want to try that? See how easy it is to walk across with all this help? Anybody else want to give it a try? All right, go for it. All right, let's help. Wow, look at that. Anybody else? All right, so go for it. A little help, a little help, a little help. All right. You know what? You know what this tells me? Keeping your balance, it helps a lot when you got people around you that are willing to support you. And you know what? Everybody here, look out here too. See all these people out here? Everybody here is here to support you and help you keep your balance as you're walking through life. So this is just kind of like an easy thing for us to try to learn to keep our balance. So thank you all for coming down. We have program in the back, so everybody can be dismissed out to their program.
Please join me in singing the children out. The words are in your order of service. Learn your lessons well, my children. Seek your truth in the wide unknown. Love each other, work together, and search for wisdom and happiness.
No worries, you are going to get your chance on the high wire too. Not just for kids. Our focus today on spring, on balance, living a life of balance, and of course, so essential to that, connecting to this world around us that is teaching us so much about balance. I want to share some opening words today, which is a song of grief and hope that was inspired by a book written by Robert McFarlane and Jackie Morris called The Lost Words. The book was a response to the removal of everyday nature words from the Oxford English Dictionary, among them words like acorn, bluebell, kingfisher, and wren, from this widely used children's dictionary because the words weren't being used enough by children to merit inclusion anymore in the dictionary. And so they wrote the book that describes the process of these lost words and what it means for us to lose them, and maybe even an image of losing our connection to nature as well. In the theme of that book, several songwriters got together and wrote a song that's called The Lost Words Blessing. And the writers of the song are Julie Fowlis, Karine Polwart, Sekou Kita, Chris Drever, Rachel Newton, Beth Porter, Jim Molyneux, and Carrie Andrew. So I share the words called the song called The Lost Words Blessing. Enter the wild with care, my love, and speak the things you see. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. And even as you travel far from heather, crag, and river, may you, like the little fisher, set the stream alight with glitter. May you enter now as otter without falter into water. Look into the sky with care, my love, and speak the things you see. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. And even as you journey on past dying stars exploding, like the gilded one in flight, leave your little gifts of light. And in the dead of night, my darling, find the gleaming eye of starling. Like the little aviator, sing your heart to all dark matter. Walk through the world with care, my love, and sing the things you see. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow, and even as you stumble through macaire sounds eroding, let the fern unfurl your grieving. Let the heron still your breathing. Let the selkie swim you deeper, O my little silver seeker. Even as the hours grow bleaker, be the singer and the speaker. And in the city and in the forest, let the larks become your chorus. And when every hope is gone, let the raven call you home. At this point in our service, we light candles where we celebrate with each other the things that are on our heart to celebrate, but we also share the burdens of concerns with each other as well. If you have a candle this morning, we invite you to come down front, briefly share your joy or concern, and place your candle here.
I'd like to offer great joy that Sylvia Brown and Sylvia and Jim Ellisor, they're new members and wonderful people and have been really sick, very sick with that coughing spell stuff. So it's like in the second week and they are getting better. They are getting better, so I want to do joy and continued prayers for them to be back. Jim said real quickly, he says, I don't want people to think I was just skipping church.
I got a call this morning from Marlene Trader, who many of you know. She was going to light a candle this morning, but she had emergencies with two of the animals that she's keeping for the weekend, so she couldn't leave them. But Marlene's son-in-law had surgery this week, and it didn't work out real well, so he had surgery again, and he is in ICU, but they say he is getting better and things are going to be fine eventually. But this candle is for Marlene, her daughter, and for Joel, her son-in-law.
I'm Kevin McKinney, and this is a candle of gratitude for a safe trip to the Windsor, Ontario area, where I had the pleasure of visiting family and friends, touring the area, worshiping with the Olinda UU congregation in Ruthven, Ontario. I would say they send their greetings, but actually the conversation didn't go that way. I'm sure they would have. And I want to note that a gentleman on the streets of Windsor, Ontario, seeing our South Carolina plate said, and I quote, "Thanks for bringing the warm weather."
The last candle we light represents our silent joys and concerns this morning. I invite you to a time of reflection, a time of listening to both yourself and all that you've heard this morning. As we continue through our pledge drive month, we are taking each Sunday to have members of our congregation share this I value statements. And so this Sunday, we are so delighted that Nancy is going to share our this I value statement.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Shillington Perez, and I'm on behalf here from the CYRE, that's the Children and Youth Religious Exploration Committee, but also as a parent, most certainly. Emilio has threatened to cut me off. I cut the mic off in 3 minutes, so here I go, but diving right in. Now, you may not have children or grandchildren, you may never have them. I just want you to try and soak in anything that might connect with you, and I invite you to listen and have a conversation with me later on your thoughts. This I value. Value has many definitions, most certainly nouns, verbs, any number of things. For my purposes today, I'm going to choose the definition of the principles or beliefs that guide behaviors and decisions. So think for a moment. What principles or beliefs guided you to walk through the doors of the UUCC for the first time? Perhaps you were thinking balancing. We could learn a little bit about that. Or what about belonging, acceptance, mutual support, and encouragement, where the intellectual and the emotions meet? That's true for adults, but that's most certainly true for children and youth. Young people learn a lot from each other. So it's important for them to have a chance to talk with other people their own age about their worldviews and their ideas. Emilio and I had 2 children, Santiago and Mercedes. They were swept into hearing conspiracy theories. And in our former church, they were told that same-sex relationships were wrong. That was in direct conflict from what they were hearing at home. And they were told that people that didn't attend a Christian church would go to hell. As parents, we felt as though we were salmon swimming against a very mighty current that wanted to take our kids downstream. We were searching for fertile waters that would immerse all of our minds. When we attended churches in the North and now here in the UUCC, we have come to value progressive religion, one that encourages unrestrained doubt and applauds fearless questioning, The UU religious exploration programs encourages curiosity. That's kind of a link between wonder and understanding. It's the next step from, wow, look at those stars, to how do those stars keep burning? It's finding time to spend time and wonder with each other, perhaps during cons up at the mountain. Children and youth might hear a phrase at a sunset, "What a beautiful earth turn." Or outside, during a lock-in, the kids might all gather outside and be looking at the night sky. And you might hear someone say, "Light takes 1 second to reach our eyes from the moon, 8 minutes from the sun, and 4 years from the nearest star outside the sun." So, what principles or beliefs guided Emilio and me to walk through the doors of the UUCC for the first time with our most precious treasures? It was a deep sense of feeling needing a safe place for our children's growing minds and bodies, for them to have the opportunity to be their authentic selves. The 4 authors of this book, Raising Free Thinkers, A Practical Guide for Parenting Beyond Belief, shared that they wanted to dance with our children in the light of knowledge and revel in one of our highest human abilities, the ability to question and doubt. That's only reveled by love. And my friends, we are billionaires in love here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. These things I value. Thank you.
If we didn't have to receive the offering, we'd move to the benediction at this point. Thank you, Nancy. Beautiful. I want to turn it over to Anna, who's going to introduce our offertory song.
Our offertory music is To the Spring by Edvard Grieg.
Invite our ushers to come and receive our morning offering. Receive our offering today, our symbol of our commitment to our good work. So I guess you can tell the sermon is about balance today, in case you didn't pick up on that so far. And I have to admit that I really am not trying to aim anything at our finance committee in the midst of our pledge drive. I'm not saying that they should establish a balanced budget, but maybe any continuing resolution would do, right? As we move forward in our pledge drive. I thought a lot about balance, working with someone that I've been exercising with, that was showing me some exercises that require you to do the exercise on one leg. And I thought, like, that would be pretty easy until you do it. And Pat Moore is going to come and demonstrate. I'm just kidding. Not going to pick on the service leader like that. But I do remember that she kept saying to me, you should be able to balance. Like, you should be able to balance. I was like, I know, and it's still not happening. And she's like, well, I'm going to step away, and you have to balance. And so, fortunately, the wall was close. But it's interesting how finding balance in our physical bodies is something that you have to practice. And you can lose your ability to do that and lose your sense of how do I even create this balance in my core to maintain it going forward. Makes me think like maybe standing as we did with the children and yelling, balance yourself, is really not the way to learn how to balance. I don't know, I've never been on a high wire, but I can't imagine that would be helpful. However, as you notice, we do have a high wire, and we are so glad for two of us to hold it up if anyone wants to give it a try this morning. The spring equinox that's known as also the vernal equinox that occurred this week. It's a day when the sun crosses the celestial equator, and it means that the length of the day and the night are essentially equal. It marks the official start of spring, summer, here in South Carolina in the Northern Hemisphere. But beyond all of the astronomical significance and creation around us, the universe around us, it's a powerful time for renewal, growth, for awakening of our spiritual selves. You probably noticed a little bit of pollen that is in the air. This was a white shirt when I left home today, just so you know. You might notice that everything is starting to wake up after a long winter sleep. Birds are returning. Trees are beginning to bud and flowers are blooming. The crab, what are they called? The white blooms out there? The crab trees are really starting. Crabapple trees are really starting to bloom out there. The dogwoods are blooming. There's so many things that the earth is saying, hey, it's time to wake up. The earth is preparing itself for a rebirth, and it can be a time for us then to tune into those natural rhythms within ourselves and think about the changes or the growth that we want to focus on in our personal lives. For me this year, I've been thinking a lot about balance and what it looks like to live a life of balance. The spring equinox is the earth literally telling us, this is how I balance myself. In the ancient Chinese Taiji, the symbol of the yin-yang symbolizes darkness and light and how they are interwoven together and interdependent with each other, and then also intertwined in the natural world around us. The yin is the shadow, which is the interior, cool, dark, shady side. And then the yang is the counterpart, the light, the exterior, the hot, the bright, the place where the sun shines. The presence of the yin-yang is inherent in all of life and all of the natural world around us. These forces are constantly creating this changing dynamic balance that are interdependent with each other, and neither can exist without the other. The diagram shows in the yin-yang the relationship, illustrates that interdependence. Nothing is totally yin, nothing is totally yang. And just as a state of total yin is reached, there's a little bit of yang that begins to grow. And just as there is a seed of yang in the yin, there is a seed of yin in the yang. They constantly are transforming and balancing each other. There can be no shadow without light. There can be no light without shadow. And as in Einstein's formula, there is no energy without matter. As the earth turns, there's no day without night. As the seasons move along, there's no spring without winter. The yin creates the yang, and the yang activates the yin. This annual rhythm of the earth and equinox is this pattern of shadow and light that we're dealing with. And we have all these rituals that we use to honor the movement between yin and yang in the autumn equinox and in the spring equinox. Autumn being a time of introspection and contemplation, meditation, calling our energy inward as the earth does. And then, of course, in this spring equinox, calling us to wake up what has been hibernating within ourselves. In this dark time, we begin to dream and we feel the generative energy in our beings beginning to emerge. As the seed of yang is contained within the structure of yin, all the winter solstice in December, we complete this descent into the yin. And that seed of light then begins to stir. And as it stirs, the countervailing energy and the sun and the moon and the energy around us begin to strengthen and brighten the dark and beckoning the return of warmth to our days. So this is a season where perhaps we take on something new. We feel that energy. We take on a new challenge. We explore a new way to live our lives. And we find that this outward focus of the yang moves us toward its full expression then in the season of summer. From the pagan tradition, this is celebrated in the Earth Center traditions of the Astara goddess. The Astara is this energy of expansive, that's exuberant. It's the first day of spring, taking its name after the goddess Astara, who is honored traditionally in the month of April with festivals to celebrate renewal and birth. Astara is what gives us the title of Easter, essential to the fertility. Astara lifts us up toward the yang energy of the warmth, the growing season, the release into the long sunny days of summer. The celebration of the equinox calls us to a life of balance. We live our lives stretched between these ultimate tensions as existential beings of life and death. And we have those tensions that are ever present for us, life and death, constantly working together, not in a way that they fight with each other, but more how the earth handles the natural cycle of life and death. And then, on that foundation of those tensions, all these tensions are stretched out in front of us. The goal to live then in balance between hope and despair. Living in the tension between our head and our cognitive beings, how we think about the world, and our hearts, how we feel about our world and our experiences of life around us. We do it every Sunday with these candles. We hold a tension between celebration, concern, pain and sorrow, and joys. We are living and holding that tension together. We don't always do this well as adults, but we should be living in the tension somehow between work and play, and balancing ourselves between times where we're dedicated to a task and we're frolicking. When's the last time you frolicked? I'm very careful as I'm saying that, just to make sure that you're hearing me correctly. I invite you today to get outside and frolic a bit and enjoy yourself on this beautiful day. And we have a whole wing of children back there that will demonstrate how to do it if you have lost your ability to do it. The earth is calling us to balance in our lives and to find that balance. In other words, I should only watch MSNBC the same amount of time that I watch Fox News, right? Balance. In the preaching tradition, this is what they call the point where the sermon went off the rails. The Chinese philosophy is teaching us that these relative levels of yin and yang are constantly changing, and typically that's a harmonious change, but when they get out of it balance with each other, one of them can weaken or almost consume the other. The nurturing possibility of the darkness may devolve into a loss of light and a loss of hope. The sense of fear and foreboding can be overwhelming in these times. When we are feeling the ongoing burdens of violence in our culture, just yesterday in New Mexico, supremacy in our culture, oligarchy in our culture, racism and oppression in our society, the reality of war around us, the fear that aggression may expand into a worldwide aggression, real concern about our world around us and all of our people and their safety, all of our community, for the LGBTQ plus community, true fears for those who have immigrated to this country, real concern about this world that we are creating and the state of the people in it that we love so dearly and try as billionaires of love to give every day. So much sorrow, so much fear, loss that can sometimes overshadow the light, blocking the goodness and healing that's so needed in our lives. And as we pondered a few weeks ago, or as I pondered a few weeks ago, is love enough to conquer all of this week, all of this work? And this week, is the light enough? Is the light going to be enough? As powerful as it is in spring, will it be enough, or will it be swallowed up by the darkness of isolation and the threat to our health and the threat to our lives, the realities of injustice, aggression, injustices around us, our sense of helplessness and despair? The earth is whispering to us this morning in this time of equinox, reminding us the importance of balance in our lives. We cannot truly be a hopeful congregation without embracing despair. We cannot be a loving congregation without entertaining hate. We cannot be a just congregation and people without being aware of injustices around us. We cannot be a working congregation if we're not willing to frolic and play a bit at times. We cannot keep ourselves so bound to doom and despair without entertaining hope and joy in our lives as well. Spiritually, balance is important because it brings that sense of harmony and peace in our lives, reminding us that life is all about these opposites. And embracing those polarities in our lives and living in the tension, instead of thinking that we have to gravitate toward one or the other, can lead to that greater sense of inner stability. It's not about getting rid of darkness, but it's learning to integrate it in a way that supports growth in our lives. So how do you regain balance in your life? Some of the techniques that I've been paying attention to is going to a gym and have someone while you're exercising yell, "Balance yourself!" And we're gonna put that on the side of what doesn't work. Actually, it is starting to work a little bit, so I can't say that. But how do we find that balance in our lives? You have to at least pay attention to yourself. You have to spend enough quiet time with yourself to think about what's out of balance. For me personally, I cannot be a balanced person without going into the outdoors and letting my feet touch the earth. That is literally feeling that sense of balance right now. I know that doesn't work for everyone, but it works for some. You have to find what's out of balance in my life, and then how do I get it balanced? Once again, how do I get it connected back to that balance? One of the images that I like is that I heard at a graduation speech once by Brian Dyson, who was a former CEO of Coca-Cola. He said that as intelligent beings, we have this task in our lives that we are balancing our lives, and that is our responsibility. And so he says to imagine that life is a game in which you're juggling 5 balls in the air, and you name them work, family, health, friends, and spirituality. And you're keeping all of these balanced in the air somehow. He says, understand, and this is interesting coming from a CEO of a large company, understand that work is the rubber ball in the equation. If you drop it, it will bounce back. But the other 4, family, health, friends, and spirituality, are made of glass. If you drop one of those, they will be scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged. They might even shatter, but they will never be the same. And so you have to understand how to balance all of these things and understand what is fragile, understand what can give, and give attention to all those things. And I'm realizing that as a person that's never juggled, the thought of thinking about doing that has created a tremendous amount of stress in my mind, and maybe that wasn't the best example after all. But the good news is, you don't have to figure out how to do this by yourself. I am not sending you home saying, go home and figure out how to live a life of balance. And honestly, if the person that's been working with me and exercising was here, she would say, Stephen isn't telling you the full truth, for how many times has he reached out to my shoulder? And I'm there. Did you see the image with the kids today up here? I invite you to remember that image of balance, that you are literally surrounded by a community. And I invite you, even if you're visiting with us today, being here means you have become a part of our community and we are a part of yours. So I invite you, if you're comfortable, just kind of reach out and touch someone close to you. You are literally surrounded here by a community who can help you find your balance with each other. We're all on this journey together in the midst of our life that we're living with right now, in the midst of all that's happening in our country around us, in our personal lives around us, in our world around us, in our culture around us. We're all on this journey of finding the sense of wholeness and peace and balance, and you and I can help each other on that journey. So let us commit ourselves to keeping this place at the UUCC a place of balance, where we can wander in with our lives off kilter and find equilibrium again in community. We are the seekers and we are the keepers of the light.
Our closing hymn is number 59, Almond Trees Renewed in Bloom. I invite you to stand in body or spirit to join in singing.
closing words come from C. Joybell C., the poet. For everyone in this journey of life we are on, there is a right wing and a left wing. For the wing of love, there is anger. For the wing of destiny, there is fear. For the wing of pain, there is healing. For the wing of hurt, there is forgiveness. For the wing of pride, there is humility. For the wing of giving, there is taking. For the wing of tears, there is joy. For the wing of rejection, there is acceptance. For the wing of judgment, there is grace. For the wing of honor, there is shame. For the wing of letting go, there is the wing of keeping. We can only fly with two wings, and two wings can only stay in the air if there is a balance.
Please join in our congregational benediction.
Thank you for tipping the microphone for short people. I only have one announcement today, and that is, don't forget next Sunday is our 5th Sunday potluck, and Melody asked that you bring food ready to eat because we don't have room to cook. The only other thing is to remind you you can look in the email for more announcements, or contact the worship committee if you've got an announcement. And I might refer you to your QR code in the order of service. That'll tell you too. Thanks.
I will also say about next Sunday before we dismiss, during our auction in our partner church committee, their cabaret, one of the auction items was pick a sermon topic for Stephen. So I gave Sharon Givens, who won the auction, next Sunday. And when I asked her for a topic, she said, I can't really just tell you, we need to have a conversation, which really scared me a little bit. So next Sunday, Sharon has given me the topic of, can a conservative be a UU? All right, and I am unfortunately out of town next Sunday, so I'll look forward to whatever Sharon shares. Thank you, Sharon. I'm kidding. Thank you all for being here. If you're visiting with us, please stick around, have a snack with us, and give us a chance to get to know you as you get to know us.